And that's why Tommy Nation Politics exists. Because we need like just people that can talk about stuff and are willing to just admit problems like the failure of our representatives and how we need new representatives and probably a new system.
And at least have input of why we're vested in certain kinds of ideas, like me in like concierge medicine and as an uninsured person who wants nothing to do with government-run healthcare because I have experience with it. My wife was Canadian. I availed myself of that horrible system. I know how horrible it can be and costly, and start deciding who gets treatments and who waits in a line for an aneurysm surgery, like life and death decisions. Bureaucrats are making those decisions for you. It's like, okay, should insurance companies make those decisions for you? No, I don't think so either.
I agree with that. So how do you think this election is going to go? How do you think this is going to go?
I am pretty certain, based on a lot of things I've just looked at left and right, and even seen the Biden team admit so, that Trump is probably going to take somewhere around 320 to 340 electoral votes.
That's a lot. So you think he's going to win? On election night, we're going to have the results?
You'll have the results. But there'll be some there'll be
because the mail-in ballots
fighting about balloting and when was the cutoff and who sent it when, and they're pulling all these kind of schemes where dudes don't even check the signature. They're like, good enough. Someone has a signature and another person goes, oh, that's good enough. We'll just let that vote count. It's like, it's so messed up, man. It's like, I listen
to some progressive media, not the Young Turks as much anymore ever since the Russiagate stuff, but Secular Talk, Kyle Kulinski, and he is always talking about how he believes that there's going to be something called the Red Mirage, because like Nate Silver, projected
I've heard
Joe Biden win already, but
I've heard
the Red Mirage is when it's going to look like Trump is winning, and he said this is a post-apocalyptic scenario because it's going to cause like a lot of heartache and a lot of shit.
Okay.
Is that it's going to look like Trump won on election day, and then the mail-in ballots are going to come in, and then Joe might overtake him in the mail-in, and then that's going to look like corruption. And Trump is already talking about how there was
Trump's already set up against that, right?
Exactly.
But the mail-in vote was supposed to be that was supposed to be like the Democrats' hedge against election day. They were supposed to be way ahead now, going into election day, and they're just not. It's imploding, dude.
Are there results out already? Oh, yes, they are. You're right. I haven't even looked at
registration. Yeah, I mean, the counts are looking. I just think because this is still the United States of America, the problem with national polling, you look at the numbers and they've sampled like 700 people. I mean, for freaking real, like, how do you know based on 700 people what everyone in the nation is thinking?
But
what you're saying, like, vote.
I will vote for a libertarian. We all got to not vote for these parties. Libertarians got to show them that they are not welcome anymore.
Yes,
not vote for them. I don't care who the Libertarian or Green Party candidate is. We're not voting for the Democrats or Republicans anymore.
That's what Trump.
That's got to happen.
That's what Trump has been doing.
No more.
Look what they've done to him.
The problem with Trump.
Who's going to do that?
The problem with Trump is he's
every brave person.
He's what?
He's commandeered. Here's the problem: is that he commandeered a existing political party. That's the problem. Is that he commandeered? Now he's the demagogue.
He
destroyed a party. Destroyed the establishment of a party.
They're still around. Mitch McConnell.
There's a couple of them around.
Rhinos, they're still around. They still exist, and that's.
But he's got them. He's got them like
bankrupt.
He's got them by the short ones, though.
Exactly, but and you're right. He absolutely does. But for how long? When will they?
Till either they shoot him. I don't know what's next. I mean, they've done everything they can to take him out. Everything.
They really have.
Make shit up
from the Democrat side.
It's so funny though.
Republican side.
But
Ben Sass is all up in the president's ass. Just, Mr. President, conventional wisdom, social norms. Ben Sass is a cuck. That guy from Utah. Where is he represented? Everything the president does is not conventional wisdom. Right. Ben Sass is all up in his morality. I'm just like, shut the fuck up.
So let me.
None of these guys do shit.
Let me
Sure,
ask
go
you
ahead,
guys a
go ahead.
question.
Go ahead.
Would you be more of a staunch Trump supporter if his personality was just a little bit different?
No, because
Nope.
the Central Park
I love
5,
his personality.
the Central Park 5, I can't get over it. Sorry.
Well,
Never will.
well, but that's what
He's
I mean.
a douchebag.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's an asshole. He's actually an asshole. Now, what I'm saying is, say he had more of the charisma of like a Ronald Reagan.
Ew.
Reagan's still my favorite president ever. He was fantastic.
Well, now imagine Ronald Reagan's personality, but with more of
the Ronald Reagan blanket gave.
I think I got that when I did a Happy
amnesty
Meal.
to like 11 million illegal aliens.
Yeah, he was a smart
Reagan
guy. He was a smart guy.
Yeah, Reagan was also
smart.
He was
things.
very progressive.
He's also
was Reagan progressive though?
Very much so.
Not at all. Jesus Christ! What?
I mean, when it came to the LGBTQ community, no. When it came to the African American community, not really.
Crack epidemic, no.
And again, no president has at all.
Yeah.
As soon as we jumped into the Democratic Party, we stopped becoming an issue. We just fucking are now. We're just a box.
Okay.
No,
were you guys?
Let's not even go into that.
Were you guys even born in the 19? You don't remember shit about the 80s because you're never even born then.
I was born in '84. Okay, I remember the Pepsi commercial, Michael Jackson. I remember Planet of the Apes. Okay, I remember Pat Robertson.
So you were like
he used to walk around.
Reagan. You don't remember shit.
I remember John Hagee with his handkerchief, and I also remember the Catholic
John
channel.
Hagee.
Hello, Davey. Hi, Davey.
I got a dad in the military. I know this shit.
I know Maya the Bee. I know about the Noozles. I'm Nickelodeon. I'm a Nickelodeon kid.
I mean, there's never been a perfect president, but Reagan was damn good.
Okay, well, except
he
ignored HIV though and let it spread, and then didn't even try to do it.
Oh, come on.
Then he cut the science budget like Republicans do. But I'm just saying, if you say so. And then he just said his solution for drugs was just say no.
I'm sorry to tell you, but you.
So that's not. I wasn't progressive.
That is not how the government works.
Okay.
Reagan didn't cut shit. The president doesn't cut that shit.
The president
go back and look at the votes.
The president whips votes. He whips them. He gets them in line so he can sign that kind of legislation. I know how it works.
He had a Democrat Congress, man. He had Tip O'Neill as the freaking House Speaker.
Okay, I don't remember the particulars of that. You're right. Okay, you got me there with the Tip O'Neill. I don't remember Tip O'Neill. I remember Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah, I know
Shaquille O'Neal. I remember what's his name? I remember when Bill Clinton had the Republican Congress, right? With what's his name?
Newt Gingrich.
Newt Gingrich, yeah. She knows his wife with cancer. Such a Christian. God, what a good guy.
Man.
These guys, they're so great.
I don't know. Brian brought up a good point because you talk about the personality thing, and I'm telling you, I've had a lot of jobs. I've been self-employed. I contract with people. I've been in real estate. I've been in academia. Yeah. I mean, I've worked for and with asshole people, like very unlikable people. But on the whole, those are the businesses, the enterprises, the projects where shit got done.
Right.
I might have not felt great sometimes, or they might have rode my ass, or I kind of got blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, you know what? Shit got done.
Right.
Because you can sit there and coddle and have meetings and, have a powwow and be good to everybody. I mean, look at how sports teams works.
Right.
Do
the teams that win a lot, do they have a nice guy coach, or do they have an asshole for a coach?
Right. You want me to tell you the difference?
What's the question?
Hold on. Let me make this point.
Sure.
Unfortunately, Doctor, this is something you're kind of overlooking though. His behavior also, his behavior, the things that he says also emboldens people that are the worst in our society, and they will prey on people that don't. That don't look like you.
You can't play that. You can't play that on me.
No,
I'm sorry.
No, you can't.
Because that comes.
You can't.
He's not responsible for that.
Unless
you're telling me that Maxine Waters is responsible for Antifa.
Listen.
Give me a break.
But his thing, Antifa doesn't attack white people. Antifa doesn't just attack Mexican people. You know what I mean? That's the problem, is that we have people who are racist in this country that are emboldened. It might not be because
and what are they doing? Where are they? What are they doing on any kind of public broad basis?
A dude just went to El Paso and shot a bunch of Mexicans because he said there are too many coming over the wall. Where the fuck did he get that from?
How many? Okay, that's horrible. I'm not gonna defend any.
But then what are you saying? The dude came from.
I'm
where
saying
I came
we've
from,
had
guys,
we've had
guys,
4
to
months.
Mexicans.
4 months of
That's bad.
of people's homes being burned, buildings
being burned
Brian,
down, not because they're white though.
Brian, make your point, and so I can revolve this back around to my question.
Right. So my point is,
yeah,
is that even though we've had to look at the policies of a president and what they do, is extremely important. Don't get me wrong, it's extremely important. But their personality also too is important because of how the nature of their position, and that
I'm not denying
they
that.
have a duty. Hold on, they have a duty as a president to not only be a business person, but also an ambassador of the United States.
Yeah,
that's my problem.
I think Trump is that. This racism thing with Trump is a complete red herring. I'm sorry, it is.
This can go
Black
back
people
and forth.
love
it can't go back and forth.
It
can't go back and forth. Before we go back and forth, though, I gotta take control again. Domination politics. Hey guys, so basically, free thinking, innovative, totally open-minded. Domination politics.
I got my piano here, man. I'll play.
Okay, well, if you want to come up with something like for that, my little thing, go ahead, Doc. Be a contributor. Both of y'all be contributors.
To me.
Okay, because we're having even though this conversation could go round and round and round, we're having an honest conversation. Okay,
absolutely.
I'm happy, man.
And we're not. None of us are being paid by Raytheon or Boeing or
no one pays me shit.
Or Goldman Sachs. Are you being paid by Goldman Sachs, Brian?
No. Are you? Fuck Goldman Sachs.
And I like Russian people, but I'm not a Russian boss.
Let's talk about what needs to happen here. We have a pandemic.
Because we still agree.
We have a pandemic, and the pandemic needs health care for everyone. Okay, healthcare is a right, and people that are poor, they should be able to go to the doctor. They should. Can't they go to the doctor if they're poor?
They can.
Okay.
It's called Medicare. They can. They do.
Okay. I mean, if you,
there's nothing to do with universal healthcare.
I've tried to get Medicare. I make too much, even though I'm still poor, by the standards of them.
So it's like the middle income, like me. I haven't had healthcare in 10 years since I got divorced. 12 years since I got divorced.
So you should have healthcare, Doc. That's messed up.
I do not want. My ex-wife is Canadian. There is not a chance in the freaking earth ever do I want healthcare in the hands of our government. Not in a billion years.
What would you rather have? Crappy healthcare or no healthcare?
Great healthcare delivered by doctors. The way that my mother used to take us to the doctor. It exists still too. There's a big difference, Thomas, between what you call universal coverage of healthcare and government-run healthcare. I'm all for something like close to universal coverage. That should happen.
Well, it's a pandemic, and health is important, I think. So we should make that a priority.
But it's not a right. Your healthcare is not a right. My
okay, but we have rights to life.
I have doctors.
Right to life.
Life is something else. That's how you treat that's your own individual.
So you're saying that we should.
You don't have a right to tell someone else they must take care of you.
Are you saying that
the government decides they should?
So it shouldn't be a priority going forward? Is that what you're saying?
Healthcare is a priority.
Okay.
Healthcare
that's all I was saying.
Not healthcare. We've got the best healthcare system in the world. It's healthcare finance that's the problem. It's how we pay for it.
Okay, it's how we pay for it. That's true.
Insurance companies in league with the government screwed it all up because they subsidize it all.
They pick winners and losers.
If you did the same thing with auto insurance that you've done with health insurance, we'd be paying insurance premiums to get oil changes.
We're not doing that same thing. That was neoliberalism shit. That Affordable Care Act. We're not doing that.
Doctors,
Affordable Care Act.
And patients should just be able to contract services with each other.
You're on. Go ahead.
Pay a doctor. Not an insurance company.
I feel like Whoopi Goldberg in The View right now. Go ahead. You go ahead, Joy.
No. See, I wish, just a caveat, I wish I understood insurance, how complex it is. It's not necessarily convoluted. It's just extremely complex. And
you can simplify it. There's a middleman, the insurance companies.
Right.
They're not doing anything.
Hold on,
they're denying you healthcare. They should be evoked.
Thomas. So I think people can both agree. Those who want a more privatized or more, socially, that insurance is complex right now, and it needs to not be as complex.
Correct.
So
not as comprehensive either.
Right. So now, and this is where I want to begin the conversation, because now we agree on something.
Okay.
So
what
that
do we agree on?
so we know.
Let's
so
take
we,
this premise.
we agree that it needs to be less complex.
Okay.
No, it doesn't matter how we get there. It
Okay.
just needs to be less complex.
Yeah. I like that.
And so from there, I want to really understand, because I'm assuming the doctor is more for privatized.
Me. Oh, my doctor.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I am a doctor. Yeah. We're talking about medicine, and I'm a doctor. Like, oh yeah.
Burgess. I haven't really looked at. I'm sorry, Doctor. Is it Burgess?
Burgess.
Dr.
Burgess.
He's a doctor
Burgess.
of music, though. He's a doctor of
Yeah,
music.
yeah. I'm not a doctor of medicine.
Oh, got you. Dr.
I was
Burgess.
Thomas's professor. Thomas was one of my students.
Oh, that's cool.
Way back when at UTSA.
Oh, dope.
I'm actually casting. I don't know if y'all noticed. I'm casting from UTSA. They have the best internet, and I always travel here for.
Hey, look at you. You are. Look at. I just noticed that.
I'm in back in here in the lobby.
Disclaimer for everyone watching this. Disclaimer for everyone or listening. I guess are they watching this? Are you recording this as well?
We'll be watching.
It's recording. It'll be watching later.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not a live.
Don't make me do so much editing, okay? So
I have right. I have a studio. I wish I could have got there. My apologies. But anyways.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Dr. Burgess.
Yes, sir.
And this is a question. This is not a trick question. But how does privatizing insurance make insurance less complex for the consumer?
Wow. Your question was a little convoluted because insurance already is privatized.
Well,
the only public insurances are like Medicaid and what is the one for old people? Medicare.
Well,
and the vet.
I guess
the vet, whatever it is.
I guess this would be like your argument against social universal and
he's
government run healthcare.
Like Doc says it's how the money is spent, right? So that's important.
Correct.
Right? No. So, the allocation of funds
in general, this is true, and this is true because I'm a business person. I'm an entrepreneur.
I'm a businessman.
I do have but I think through things. I mean, one of my degrees is in philosophy, so I think through things. I try to think through things logically. And again, I only care about what happens. I don't care if a government system really was efficient and effective. If people could operate on that basis, it would be great. Yes. But what happens? That's not what happens when a government runs a system like that.
What do you think makes government inefficient in terms of health insurance?
Maybe the centralization. Well, that's why local governments, the transit runs fine. The buses run on time, and local government works. It's just the centralization.
We got our eyes on them because we know where they live. They live with us. They're right there. We can see them and keep tabs on them. That
problem is the health insurance companies.
Is from a federal system, from a very centralized system, is that very few people make decisions for a bulk of other things, and a lot of middle people get their little hands in it from the government, and they create little sweetheart things, and they pull, when you send a pool of money out of people's pockets from everywhere in the country over to Washington, D.C., it starts to trickle through a lot of different hands. There's no incentives. No one keeps track of the budgets the right way. There's just no accountability. Because what happens is it's not legislators. Like we elect people who vote on laws. We vote legislators. We don't vote are the bureaucracy. They get put in place, and they have no accountability to us.
They don't.
Right.
And that's why they're always running scams.
But if I pay a doctor, if I pay anybody anything, that I'm handing them my check or my credit card or my dollar, and they provide me the service, I decide the quality of their service. If they're good, I keep paying them. If I don't, I don't. Brian, they can't make me pay them if they're bad. But the government's like, you pay us whether you like it or not, because if you don't pay your taxes, you go to freaking jail and we take your house.
Brian, final word on healthcare, because let's move it. The time is going.
Yeah, that's my take.
I like this. Yeah, go ahead. Brian, yours.
And really why I want to get more of that insight on that aspect of why privatized insurance would be better is that on one hand, I want everyone to be able to have insurance. Why? Because the lowest in our communities, the least impoverished, they will suffer without it. Like, it actually helps the system when they have insurance.
Healthy people.
But at the same time, I also want the freedom of people to be able to buy better insurance if they want to. And so I don't like.
You mean if they have the money?
I don't
That's what's
like
gonna
it
happen.
where it needs to be, red or blue. There's a gray area, and I don't know why we're not putting more emphasis on how we can make that gray area work.
Hey guys, this is Tommy with Tommy Nation Politics.